Okay, right. A very, very good evening, guys. Can you all let me know if you all can hear me and see a screen? Yes. Can hear, can see. All good? All okay? Right. Nice. So today, guys, we are continuing with our classes. This is the fourth class for unit number 1. Right. So there's a lot of interesting things that we need to discuss today, but we also have a bit of a small problem. My iPad is not getting on for some reason, but let's see. I put my iPad to charge, but before I hope it gets on in the next 10-15 minutes, right? So until that, I want to show you all a few key things. One is the winners of the short note competition that we had last week. I firstly am very, very happy of how the whole thing turned out. There was a lot of submissions. So I spent around 2 hours today finalizing the winners. It took a lot of time. So I first narrowed it down to around 10-15. There was around 100 plus answers, 100 plus short notes. I first narrowed it down to around 10-15. Then I further narrowed it down. And it was a hard decision to make also. But I finally chose the top 3. So I'll let you know who the top 3 are as well. Right. So before we get into that, just to keep you all updated, today, guys, will be the last free class that we are doing under our whole series. So if you all remember, I promised you all that I will do the classes completely for free in the month of April. So ideally, I was referring to 4 classes. So today is that 4th class because we had a break for Aurudunu. So if not, the free classes would have been over last week. But today is that very last free class that we are doing. So the whole point of doing this free class is for you all to come and see if you all understand what I am teaching, if the subject makes sense, if it is a subject that you all really want to do for A levels, and if also this online whole class thing actually works for you all, right? That was the whole point of it. Once today's class is done, the free sessions for unit number 1 will be over. So after that, from next week onwards, all your classes will be paid classes, and you will be required to pay the monthly fee and register. So I'll take the first 10 to maybe 15 minutes just to clearly tell you how you can register and what you need to do so that it makes it very easy. Then you don't have to keep texting us 10-15 times asking for certain things. It's very easy, a very smooth process for you all to register. Okay, so the class fees, Lamai, that y'all will have. Yes, I'll tell the places also very, very soon. Hold on. So the class fees that is in place is a 3,300 a month. That is your monthly fee. The 3,300 class fee will include all the classes for that month. Initially, we will have classes once a week. Yes, some of you all had already paid. So initially, we'll have classes once a week, but going later on, Lamai, there will be classes, there will be extra classes. So all of it will be covered in that monthly fee. So for now, since we are just starting, it's the normal thing. There is no tute printing fee that you have to pay. Right? So class fee is 3,300. You don't have to pay anything extra for tute printing or any of that. On my end, I will print the tute, the file, just like how you got the unit 1 set of tutes. Likewise, you will get unit 2, unit 3, all of it little by little. When the unit starts, you all will start getting. So there is no tute printing fee. There is no cost for recordings or any of that. All the recordings from today's class will be there on YouTube, but from the next class onwards, all the recordings, it will only be available on our website. So we have a website where for all those who pay the fees and register, you all will have a username and a password, which you all can log in, and then you all can watch the recordings. Give me a second. Why my iPad is still not getting on. Okay, right. So all of that will be sorted for you all eventually. Let me first show you, Lamai, the steps on how you should register. Okay, so some of you all are from different institutes. but all of y'all are in the same Zoom class. So you have my main institute, that is iTutor SL, right? That is the one that most of y'all are a part of. And then some of y'all are in the Satiha College 2028 group. Some of y'all are in the Master Academy 2028 group. No matter which institute you register under, the class is the same. All of y'all will get the same class link, same tute, same recording, same everything. The only difference is, Lamai, y'all will be in different WhatsApp groups because the institute has their own group, no? So y'all will be in different WhatsApp groups. I will send the same messages in all the groups, right? Everything is the exact same. You all will come to the same class also. The only difference, you pay the fees to 3 different institutes. You be in those 3 different WhatsApp groups. There is no other change. All the groups, my number is there. You all can text me. You all can get things clarified. Everything is there. So the fee that you all have to pay is the 3,300. And once you pay the fee, Lamai, there is a few steps that you have to follow. Okay. So for the what we are trying to do right now is we are trying to automate a lot of things to make it actually faster for you. Now, earlier, Lama, usually once the student pays the fee, we ask them to send us the slip, right? So much of processes, it takes time because there is around, now for my classes alone, there is around 800 to 1,000 people right now. So then everyone pays fees, Nilama. When everyone pays fees, what happens? So much of WhatsApp messages, right? It gets late to reply. So what we thought of from your batch onwards, we're going to automate a certain amount of things. So to automate this certain amount of things, we have a registration form. So every month, right, y'all are supposed to pay the fees before the 10th of the month. So 10th of the month is the deadline to pay the fees. So usually the earlier you pay, easier it is for us, Lamai, because if you have to sort the tunes, sort your recordings and all, it's easy. So try to pay as early as you can, but the deadline is usually the 10th of every month. So for example, the class fees for May has to be paid by 10th of May. Now today is the 6th of May. If you all can pay within the next 4 days, ideal. But since I'm only telling it to you today, I'll give you a few extra days. But going forward, the class fee deadline will be the 10th of the month. So once you all pay the class fees, Lamai, there is a registration form to fill. So I will send you all the bank details, all the payment details in the group. So once you all pay the fees, Lamai, there is a registration form to fill, no matter which institute you are from. That is the most important thing that you have to do. So after you pay the fees of 3,300, keep the slip with you, the payment slip, maybe online, or if you all have gone to the bank and paid or whatever, right? Keep the payment slip, payment proof with you, and then you have to fill that form. Okay. So that is the most important thing. Once you all fill that form, Lamai, automatically, we have automated it. So only if you fill that form, if there are any tunes relevant for that month, those will then get couriered. If there is recordings for that month, every month there is recordings, the recording access will be given. You will be added to the WhatsApp group. All of it will happen only if you fill that form. So I will first take some time to share that form with you, right? I will send the form properly to you all maybe tomorrow in the class groups, but let me first show you that form so that you know how that form looks like and you know how to fill. Okay, so give me a second. Let me load the form. Okay, so you can fill the form, Lamai, in your laptop or phone, no, anything, it's okay. You can fill that form. Right, so this is the form. Hold on, give me a second. Let me check the situation of my iPad and come. iPad is still off. I'm wondering what has happened to it all of a sudden. Okay, right. So until my iPad gets sorted, let me show you how the form works. And I hope and pray my iPad gets back into normal so I can do the class. Right. So this is the form. The link for this form, I will share it in the WhatsApp group by tomorrow. Hopefully, I will share the link. But I'll show you how to properly fill this so that it makes things easy for us. So this form, now since this is the very first time you're filling this form, you have to fill everything. But from, let's say, next month, Lama, you have already filled. No? So next month, when you go to fill this form, all your data would have, most of it would have been automatically saved. Like for your address, your contact numbers, those would be saved. If you want, you can change it. Let's say if you have moved houses or got a new phone number, you can change it. But first time you have to fill everything. But going forward, most of it will be automatically saved. You just have to check if your details are correct and you have to submit. So first thing to fill is your name, right? So when I say full name, I don't want Lamai. Now, some of your names, there is around 5, 6 names. No? I don't want all of that, right? I don't want all the names that you have in your birth certificate, Hari, in your ID. I don't want all of it. So just mention Lamai, your preferred name, the name that usually people call you, and your surname. So let's say for me, example, I will say Arshad Ismail. That is my name, right? I have more parts to my name, but you don't have to put everything, right? It's not a birth certificate, just the name that people call you and the surname. And then the most important next thing is Lamai to include your NIC. The reason that we ask you for your NIC is because that is the unique thing that all of y'all have. So it's very easy for us to then track y'all to see your progress. Have you submitted papers, right? From that NIC. You're not seeing a screen, guys. You all can see a screen, right? No? No? Oh, sorry. Why are you not seeing a screen? Can, right? You can see a form, right? Yes. Yeah, majority can lamai. For those, in case if anyone can't see a form, just maybe see. I don't know if you're looking at my face. Go to shared screen. You should be able to see. Okay, right. Most of you all can. Fine. So then the next one is your NIC number. Right now, I just want to check lamai. Does anyone not have a NIC? Maybe you all were Jan born or maybe born in December or something, and you all had to write O levels with a postal ID. You all, I don't know. You don't have to have the physical NIC card, lamai, but you have a NIC number. Yes, you all have NIC number, right? Because I actually did O levels lamai with a postal ID because I was born in November. These fellows said too late, December O levels. Well, I can't make the NIC. I have to do it in the postal ID. But do you all have a NIC? Anyone who doesn't have no national identity card? Okay, there are 1 or 2 people. For those people who don't have, right? Maybe you might have something that you wrote O levels with, like a, I don't know, postal ID or something number. So most of you all should have a NIC, right? It doesn't have to be a card or anything. No, as long as you have a NIC number, paper is even fine. I want you to type that NIC number, right? So my one is 199832610414. That is a unique thing that you have to type. And then put in Lamai your WhatsApp phone number. Now, this is the phone number that gets added to the WhatsApp group, right? Not your mother's number, grandfather's number, anyone away. Maybe if you don't have a phone and if you're in your mother's number, then that is okay. But this is the number that messages will come. I told you once you all fill this Lamai, you all will get an automated message. So for this WhatsApp number, that message will come. So give it proper number that is in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So you can put your WhatsApp number. So don't put the +94 and all. I just put the proper 10-digit WhatsApp number. Some of you all copy and paste, no, +94. Don't do that. Properly type the 10-digit WhatsApp number, or maybe without the first 0, you can type 9 digits. Whatever is okay, 10 digits is better. Then your email address, Lamai. This is the email address that we will make your recording account, right? So remember, I showed you all I have a website that has all the recordings. So that account, Lamai, will be made using this email. Now, one thing that I want all of you all to do, how many of you all, Lamai, you all have an email? Yes. You all have an email. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to do is, Lamai, I want y'all, if you don't have an email, make a proper email. If you have an email with Lamai with some fancy name or something, please make a new one, I will say. Right? Because I have seen Lamai that I don't know if any of y'all are like that because I have not asked for your emails yet. But there are certain students, Lamai, their emails are, make a proper email, Lamai, because someday when you go to apply for jobs and all, you need a proper email. Right? Some of y'all have princesssweetie@gmail.com, this one something at something. Don't have emails like that, Lamai. Make a proper professional email if you don't have one. That is okay. Now, small days you had a fancy email, that's fine. If you don't have a proper email, make a proper email Lamai with your name and surname, right? No sweetie princess and no this one rocks and that one rocks and no crazy emails. There are enough and more people. I know some of you all have it, but I'm telling you now, it's all right if you had one for all of that time. This week, make a proper email, make a Gmail account, because if you all have like an Android phone and all, Gmail is what you all use. So make a proper Gmail account, ideally name and surname @gmail.com. A professional one that even 10 years later, you can still use it. Right? Even let's say 15 years later, if you're applying for a job, an email that you can still properly use. So I would say recommend to make a proper Gmail account. Okay, Gmail email. And then for this email, Ulilamai, we will make your account and give for your recordings. So I would recommend if you can have a Gmail number, even if you have an iCloud, make a Gmail new one. Because after that, Lama, you can't change this email. Let's say 3-4 months later, if you come and give a new email, Lama, because then it becomes a new account. Now, just think, for example, you all have a, I don't know, Instagram account. You made an Instagram account for email. The moment you put another email, Lama, it becomes a new Instagram account. All what is there in this will not be in the new account. So that's why I'm telling you now itself, make a proper email, continuously give that email for your recordings. By any chance later, if you have to change or something, you can then contact the admin and do it. But that is problems, right? They have to contact the admin has to look into it. So don't do that. Enter a proper email. I would recommend Lamai without having a this parents email. I would say, Lamai, if you're using your parents email, make a new email for yourself. At one point, you have to make Lamai. You're not small kids anymore. No? So make a proper Gmail for your own self with your proper name and everything. Maybe start now. That's okay. Even if you don't have an email, make one properly now. And then enter that email over here. And every month, make sure, Lama, you enter the same email. Don't come up with new emails every month, Lama, because for that email only, we give your account. So every month, if you come up with a new email, you get new accounts. Your recordings will be in 10 different places, not in one account. So make sure you properly give this. So I will put my email. So my email is arshadismail@gmail.com. Right? So probably have your name. Then Lamai, that is the most basic stuff that you will fill. And then you have to fill Lamai your tute delivery details. Now, I told you every month you don't have to fill this thing. It will be automatically filled. Now, the first time you have to fill in June when you come to, let's say, fill, most of it will already be entered. So then you just can check and see. Right? So enter your address number. And again, one thing, the address number I have mentioned address line 1, address line 2, address line 3. So I'm telling this because people do this. There are enough and more people who type their full address in all 3 lines. I am not asking you, Lamai, to type your full address thrice. I am asking you to break your address properly and put it Lamai. So for example, address line 1 maybe is your house number. So let's say my house number is okay, number 7, right? Then let's say your address line 2 is your road, maybe your road or maybe apartment or I know whatever that is there, right? You break your address. So let's say for example, okay, Templars Road. Then address line 3 is your city, right, where you have. So then let's say I will say Mount Levy near. Now you can have Lemon, for example, 10 plus road, off road, whatever. You can make it long, but don't type the whole address in all 3 Lemon. Break it nicely, the number, road, city. But properly have the proper address number because this is the address that your tutes will come. Okay. Then once you do that, Then Lama, you have to now give two contact numbers for the courier. It's a two contact numbers for the courier to actually call. Because otherwise, Lama, the courier can't call you. Now, courier before coming, they will call you and check Lama if you're at home, and also to get the details or instructions to come to your place. Sometimes your houses are in inside roads, they can't find. So they will call you all first to check if you're at home, and they will ask and they will find the way and come. So you have to answer the phone. If you don't answer the phone number, they won't come and give. So then for the courier number, right, contact number for the courier, you can give, maybe if it is your phone number that you gave for WhatsApp, you can give that number also if you want. Then you can just click on this same number as WhatsApp. If not, if you want to give a different number for courier, so give a number that will definitely answer the phone and collect the tune. Right? So let's say if I want, I will give my own WhatsApp number. Or if you're someone going to school, which you might not answer sometimes, then maybe give your parents' number or mother or someone who is always at home who will collect. Okay, someone reliable who will answer the phone. Right. So then you put that, and then give another additional number for the courier. That is, by any chance, let's say if this number does not work, let's say this number is switched off, battery has died, and when the courier called, no answer, give an additional number. Now, some of y'all, another mistake y'all do is your courier number and your additional number both are the same thing. There is no point of giving additional number if it's the same thing. Additional number is there if the first number does not answer. So if the first number does not answer, you give the second number also as the same number. Obviously, it's not going to work. So maybe for this, let's say you give, let's say your mother's or father's number. Okay, so I will put, let's say, whatever number that is there. Right? Then enter your school. For now, if you have not changed schools yet, you can enter the school that you went for O-levels. Maybe if you change your school later, after O-levels, you go to another school for A-levels, then you can change, no problem. Okay. Then which district are you doing A-levels in? So your district lamai, Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara, all the 25 districts are there. So you select your district properly. Then amount paid, the amount that you have paid as fees lamai, don't go and put rupees or anything, because I know you all pay rupees, you all don't pay dollars, no. So just mention 3,300. Right? If you're paying some other amount, mention that. You don't have to go and say rupees 3,300, or don't have to put 3,300, put a dash and equal like this. None of that is needed. Just put the number only, 3,300. Now you paid 3,300. Then select the date that you paid the fees. So if you paid the fees, let's say today, May 2026, 6th of May. Then upload your payment proof. Remember, you have a payment slip. Once you pay the fees, you take a picture of the slip or screenshot or something. So upload your payment proof. So you click on add file. So you will most likely fill this on your phone. No? So on your phone, go to your gallery and select that file. Right? I hope you all know the basics. If you all are stuck with it, just let me know. I will help you out. Then after you upload the file, so I will upload some file for now because I have to put something. I have the short note competition winners flyer, which I will share soon. Right. So you upload the payment slip on. Okay, I will upload the payment slip. And then what you have to next do is, you have to now select the institute that you are a part of. So which institute did you pay the fees to? If you paid the fees to what? Let's say my bank account, then it is ITutor SL. If you paid the fees to, let's say, Satya College, then select Satya. Master Academy nang Master Academy. So select the institute properly. And then there are two questions. These questions will change sometimes from month to month. So one question is, are you joining for the theory class newly this month? So properly read and answer. So for y'all, most of y'all who are here, y'all will say, no, I was a registered student for the free month of April as well. You all were there, no? During April, you all were there in the free month. So you all will select this. But let's say your friend who is joining newly, they might select the first option. And then, do you have the Unit 1 printed tute with you? Now, majority of y'all have it. So then you all can select no. Yes, I received the tute in April during the free month. Do you have it? Yes, you have it. Some of y'all who don't have the printed tute, right? Some of y'all might have joined, let's say, in the last few days. No? So then when you all pay and fill. You say, no, I am new. I do not have the printed tubes. Just read and answer. Nothing hard, but I'm just telling it to you all because some of you all make a mistake. And then at the end, there is this thing called submit. Click on submit. Once you all fill everything, put your name, everything, and click on submit. So, payment details are not. This one. Give me a second. Okay, so my payment proof, because I don't have a proper payment proof, it's not getting uploaded, but that's okay. You click on submit. So once you click on submit, then we get all your details. And usually within, let's say, a few hours, now we are automating this. Within a few hours of submitting, you will get a message from our automated WhatsApp number. So we have a WhatsApp number that is all that has all the that is the entire automated thing. Right? So don't reply to that number or anything. That is just an automated message that will come once you pay and fill the form. It will have your website login details, if the WhatsApp group to join, the link for that group to join the paid group, all of that will be there. You don't have to reply to that. The message will come, read that message properly, follow the instructions that are there. So every month, once you pay Lamai, you have to fill this form. When you fill this form every month only, all the tudes and everything will come. Is that clear? Yes. Account details to pay Lamai, I will send it on the WhatsApp group. So different institutes will have different account details. I will send that in the WhatsApp group. And in the prior months, if we put no option to the question of having the prior month due, do we get the prior month due as well? Yes. If you have put Lamai, let's say now, if you already have the unit number 1 tute, and let's say you again say, no, I don't have the tute. First, we will check and see whether we have properly sent it. But sometimes Lamai, another tute will come to you. So don't try to collect 2 tutes Lamai, because you have to pay the courier charge twice and collect it also on my end. That's a waste of my printing cost. So if you have the tute, select yes. If you don't have, select no. So genuinely select what you actually have. Okay, right. Yes. For those who are abroad by any chance, for those who are abroad, Lamai, you all don't get a tute printed. No, if you're abroad and if there is someone in Sri Lanka who can collect your tute, then put a proper address. If there is someone who will collect your tute regularly by paying the courier charge, then put the address. Don't put your foreign address, Lamai, because your foreign address, Lamai, I can't courier tute for your foreign address, no. So by any chance, if you are abroad, then what you do is, Lamai, in this address line 1, 2, 3, just say abroad, abroad, abroad. Then we know we won't send the tutes for you. We will send you the PDF. You can then get it printed. But even if you're abroad, if you, let's say your parents are in Sri Lanka or someone is there in Sri Lanka who can collect it, responsible, who will answer the phone and pay the courier charge and collect, then give that person's number, your tutes will come. Maybe whenever you come to Sri Lanka, you take your tutes and you go. That is your choice. iCloud email, I won't recommend Lamai. Go with the Gmail. Create a proper Gmail account and have a proper Gmail thing. Any other questions that you all have? Yes, no. Questions, anything with the form? Your audit results will come on 8th May. I don't know, because last time I always checked, it said end of April or beginning of May. So maybe it might come very, very soon. Right. So I hope the form is clear. I hope everyone is fine. Right. Then you click on submit. It will. I'm trying to see why I can't put in this picture. Oops, sorry. See if I have another picture. Okay, I think because it's not a proper payment slip, it's not getting uploaded. For you all, I will sort that out. Right. So now, with that form being fine, with you all knowing how to register, we'll go into Lamai, the winners of the short note competition. Right. But before I announce the winners, for those who made the short note, how was it? Was it an interesting thing for you all to do? Yes. Spend some time. I saw some people have put so much of time and effort to it. Right. So personally telling you all again, it was a very, very hard choice to choose the top three. It was pretty difficult because it was not an easy thing to do. So, but with very much difficulty, I finally chose the top three. I will share the top three short notes also in the group, so others can also have a look. Let me announce the winners. Right, I have a small flyer for this. I will share the things also. Hmm, right. Let me try to get the flyer shared. Hold on. Okay, so don't be sad in case your name is not in the list, Lamai, because there was 100 odd people and I had to choose the best one out of it. Right. 3, 2, 1. Right. So here we go. So the winners for the short note competition, right? In first place, we had Zainab Zaman. Congratulations. In second place, there was Sharfa Ramiz. And in third place, you had Amina Dilshad. So all three girls, there were some nice submissions from the boys also, but these submissions were better. Good job. It was very nice, very detailed. I will share the three short note, best short notes also on the group. So you all can also have a look. So you all were judged based on three main things. One is your completeness of the note, right? Whether you have properly understood the concept to put it into a short note. That was the main thing that I looked at. Then I looked at your creativity. So there were certain other short notes that were very creative, but then the note itself had some mistakes. Right? So therefore, you would have lost a little bit of points there. Then there were some short notes, they were really good, but the creativity aspect was a little less. So I had to look for a one that was very complete, had all of it, and also the creativity element was also in it. So that's the top three of the short note competition. Okay, right. Any questions on the short note? Do you want to see the top three? Shall I share it on the group? On the three groups? Okay, give me a second. Let me share the top three on the group. Still waiting for my iPad to get on. I have no idea what is happening. Okay, so let me share the top three. Let me first share it on the main group and then I will share it on the rest. Okay. Oops, wait. Hold on, sharing the top short notes. That's the top short notes. Wait, I saved it and kept. Okay, right, got it. Okay, sending the first place. This was the second place. And this was the third place. Let me share it on the other groups also. A second. Okay, so those were the three short notes for place number 1, 2, and 3. And these were the winners. Right, so that's the story of the short note competition. Right, so now, Lamai, with that being said, we're done with the registration. You all know how to register. I will send details on the group. Short note competition is done. We can now move into our unit. But fortunately or unfortunately, My iPad is not getting on. So, but that is okay. I will still share my screen on my uh, laptop and we can still continue. I might not be able to annotate today, but we can still continue and get it done. Right. So hold on. Let me get my note ready. Okay, so the whole objective also, I know, I just want to check with you if the objective of the short note competition was met. The whole objective of the short note competition was for you all to learn that area. So while making the short note, did you all learn the area? Yes? No? Learn. That's the whole point of you revising that entire part and learning that. Okay, so we'll start with Lamai. Today, I told you all I want to do a bit of past paper questions also with you all. So we'll actually, what I'll do is I will start with, since my iPad is also not working, we can't write anything right now. I'll start off with Lamai, quickly giving you all a recap, and then we'll do some past papers, and then we'll see later on what we can do after that as a next step. So can you all take a minute, take your notes out. Let me try one more time on my iPad and see if I can get this on. Okay. Hold on. Okay, right. No, doesn't seem to be getting on. We'll hopefully hope that it gets better. Right. So we'll start with Lamai with a small recap, and then I'm going to put you all to some actual A-level past paper questions to see if you can handle that. As these are actual real questions. Okay. So quick summary. If you all remember in your short note, you talked about something called economic behavior. What is economic behavior? People have physical and mental needs. People have physical needs, mental needs. Economic behavior is about Lamai, how people satisfy their physical needs. Right. Then we talked about what is economics. I told you economics is a subject which studies what? It studies the relationship between scarce resources and alternative uses. So how people have unlimited wants and how do they satisfy those unlimited wants with their limited resources that have alternative uses. So for example, I have my money. With my money, I have so much of things I want to do. But how do I make best use of my money and get it done? Right? That is what economics was studying about. Right? Studies how people fulfill their unlimited human wants using limited resources. You all know that. Then we talked about Lamai, the branches of economics. So you had micro and macroeconomics. So microeconomics, Namai, was the branch of economics that talked about the small part of the economy. Right? It talked about how one firm, one individual, right? How that people were behaving, right? A small part. So for example, the price of a good, the demand and supply for a good, the cost of producing a good, the cost of a firm, small part of the economy. What was macroeconomics? Where we talked about, Lamai, the entire overall economy. That was macro, where you study about the overall thing. Right? So things like, for example, GDP of the country, exchange rate of the country, imports, exports of Sri Lanka, unemployment levels, economic growth rates. Those were macroeconomic concepts. Then we went and talked about Lamai, positive and normative statements. What are positive statements? Positive statements are statements about what has happened or what will happen. These are statements that can be verified. You can test and see whether they are right or wrong. Positive statements, they are facts. Okay, they are factual data, right? So they are, you can test and see whether it's right or wrong. Okay, and they are objective, Lamai. So examples, for example, the 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Now that is a fact. Someone can You can prove and say right or wrong. Then Sri Lanka's unemployment rate was 44%. That is completely wrong. But still, that's a fact. You can prove and say whether that is right or wrong. Those are called positive statements. Then what is a normative statement? A normative statement, Lama, is a statement that is about a personal opinion. It's about what one person thinks should happen. Now, I am saying the country should increase government workers' salaries by 5,000. You will come and say, no, no, sir, they should not. So there is no right or wrong. You have your argument, I have my argument. We are thinking based on our values, based on our personal, these things is where we decide these, Laman. Those are what we call normative statements. So normative statements usually have these words like should, ought, unfair, right? Words like that. Those are mostly personal opinions. And then once this was done, Lamai, we went into learning the basics of needs and wants. Very simple. What are needs? Needs are what we call, Lamai, necessities, essential for survival. Without it, you can't live. What are wants? The various ways of fulfilling these different needs. So you had the need for food. How is the need for food satisfied? Rice, bread, string hoppers, kottu, burger, all of those are your wants. Then the difference between needs and wants, Lama, you all learned. Needs are biological, right? Needs are common to everyone. Wants differ from person to person. Wants are also, Lama, created by people, right? Wants can be influenced, Lama. For example, I might make you want something. And I might say, Lamai, last night I had a Mara tasty crispy chicken, Lamai, this KFC chicken, right? It was so good that I might tell you and I might make you want a KFC chicken, right? But I can't change your needs, Lamai. Your need for food is there. But wants can actually be influenced by people. Wants differ from person to person also. And then I told you this whole story on demand. We'll talk about it later. Not needed for now. Then after that, Lamai, we went into this main concept. If you all remember, scarcity, alternative users, choice, and opportunity cost. So remember, I told you all, people have unlimited wants. People's wants are unlimited, Lamai. We have so much of wants. But our resources that we have to satisfy these unlimited wants, our resources, Lamai, they are limited, no? We have limited resources, but we have unlimited wants. So as a result, Lamai, what happens? It gives rise to the central problem of economics called scarcity. What is scarcity? The limitedness of resources compared to our unlimited wants. So we talked about this. Now, if I ask you, Lamai, okay, during the economic crisis, there was, Lamai, if you all remember, we did not have fuel, no? Is that called scarcity, Lamai? In 2022, all of you all were there during the economic crisis. We did not have fuel. Remember, we had to stand in so long queues to buy gas cylinders. Also, we had to stay in a queue. Current tutne. Is that scarcity, Lamai? Or is it something else? What is it? If it is not scarcity, then what is it? It is not scarcity, Lamai. That is what you call a yes, that happened 1 month ago also. That's called what? That is called a shortage, Lamai. What's the difference? A shortage can be solved. A shortage is a temporary thing, Lamai. Now, the petrol queues, and even recently, 1 or 2 months ago, also we had petrol queues. Now it's sorted, right? Those can be solved. Now, why do you have a shortage? Because of shortage is what you call my excess demand. So many people want to buy, but not much of goods are there. So maybe once the goods come to the market, the shortage gets solved. So that is what you call a shortage. A shortage is different from scarcity because scarcity is like can't be solved. Scarcity is common to everyone, whether you are rich or poor or Bill Gates, the Elon Musk, the most developed country, the biggest company, everyone will face scarcity because why? No matter how much of resources you have, your wants are unlimited. You can't solve scarcity. That's why we say scarcity is the central problem of economics. It's common to everyone. And also we say what? In addition to being the central problem, we also say scarcity is a universal concept. It's there everywhere. And then we'll go into this. So the concept of alternative uses. I told you all these scarce resources that we are talking about. I told you, resources are scarce. These scarce resources, they have alternative uses. You can do multiple things with it. But can you do everything? No. Therefore, what should you do, Lamai? You have to start making a choice. I saw some very interesting short notes with different options for choices and how you make a choice, very creative ones. So you have to make a choice, Lavai. So once you make a choice, what happens now, Lavai? The moment you make a choice, you have to sacrifice everything else. What is the next best thing that you sacrifice, Lavai? The value of the next best thing that you sacrifice. That is called what? That is called what? The value of your next best thing that you sacrifice. That is what you call my opportunity cost. Right? It's the value of your next best thing that you sacrifice. And then I went into talking a little bit about opportunity cost, and I told you opportunity cost is a positive concept. What is positive? Means there is a opportunity cost for what type of goods? For economic goods. Remember, we learned economic goods also. So economic goods are the goods that are scarce in supply, right? Those have a opportunity cost. And then I told you, opportunity cost is not a financial concept. Opportunity cost is not always money. It's a real concept. It's the real benefit. Now, maybe, okay, can I ask you all, Lama, if not for this class, what do you think my opportunity cost is right now? What do you think if not for this class, I would have done? Now, I have another class at night also. I think the first thing I would have done if not for this class, Lama, is to go and figure out what happened to my iPad. Right? My iPad is not getting on. I don't know. All of a sudden, I sat at my class table at around 3:40. At 3:40, I sat at my class table. I realized I on my iPad. My iPad is always on only. I clicked on the button to on the screen. It wasn't getting on. So I thought maybe it would have been a battery problem. And then I put it to charge. And then I was waiting. Now by 4 o'clock also, it's not getting on. And still, it's not getting on. So maybe if not for this class, the next thing I would have gone and put this to repair and found another iPad because I have another class to do at night. Now I have to think what to do in that class. Right. So Anna, that would have been my opportunity cost now. My opportunity cost is repairing my iPad. Now, if not for these 2 hours, Taggal, I would have gone to a shop and got that done. And then we say opportunity cost is not a financial concept. It's a real concept. Lama. It doesn't have to be money. And then I told you opportunity cost differs from person to person. Now, can I come and tell you all, Lama, your opportunity cost is also repairing the iPad? If not for this class, Lama, is the next thing you would have done repaired my iPad? No. If not for this class, you all would have done something else. Right? Not gone and come and repaired my iPad. So your opportunity cost is different, Lamai, from my opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is subjective, differs from person to person. And then I told you there is something called external cost associated with opportunity cost. That I told you I will teach you all in detail. Unit number 8, externalities. Right. Then we went into Lamai this. Now I want you all to give me an example for this if you all remember. I told you there are few situations where opportunity cost can be zero. One of the situations is when you have unlimited resources. What's the example I gave in class line? What did I talk about? We talked about sunlight, right? Unlimited resources. Remember, I told you when there is sunlight, does your mother have to choose which clothes to dry? Do you have to decide, today I will charge solar panel, tomorrow I will dry clothes, next day I will dry my shoe? No, you can do everything, Lamai. Right? You don't have to choose because you have unlimited resources. So if you don't have to choose, there is no opportunity cost involved. Then second one, absence of alternative uses. What is the example I gave for this? We talked about multiple examples. And the other example I gave for this is the ship anchor. Remember, I told you when the ship comes to the shore, you put it and keep so the ship doesn't move. That's the only use of the ship anchor. You can't do anything else. And now another sad example is my iPad pen. Right? The only use of this iPad pencil was to write on my iPad. Now, when my iPad is not working, what do I do with this pen now? No alternative use. There's nothing else I can do with this. Now it's just there in my table lying around. I'm shaking it and showing it in class and waiting. Apart from showing it and waving it in class, there's nothing else I can do with it. So if I took this and wrote it on my iPad, there is no opportunity cost because I'm not sacrificing anything because it doesn't have any alternative use. And the third one, when there are unemployed resources. So unemployed resources, what are the examples I gave you now? I told you eggshells. Remember for handwork, you were taking some eggshells and using and getting a handwork done. Unemployed. Let's say if there was a pen that was just lying around in your house, no one was using it, and now you two can use that. Unemployed resources now. There is no opportunity cost. Okay, done. Then once that is done, until that is where you all had to make your short note. Yes, you all are very comfortable with that. Your short note is until that point. Okay. Then we after that Lamai went into this concept called goods. And so now I'm giving a recap, not for any other reason. I'm giving a recap because after this, I'm going to put you to some past paper questions. Okay. So then we came in Lamai, this concept called goods. So what is a good? I told you a good is anything that fulfills human wants and something Lamai that gives positive satisfaction. When you consume a good Lamai, you have to feel good. Right? You have to be satisfied. You have to get utility. That is what you call Lamaya good. And there are two types of goods. What are the two types? Economic goods and non-economic, economic and non-economic goods. So what are economic goods, Lamaya? Economic goods are the goods that are scarce in supply. Right? They are limited in supply. Right? You don't have unlimited amounts of that. Right? So there is an opportunity cost involved. There is a cost of production involved. And then I asked you all, is having a price, is it a characteristic of an economic good, Lamai? Can you say has a price? Is it a characteristic? It's not, right? I told you. Usually, yes, most of the time economic goods have prices. But sometimes, Lamai, people get economic goods for free, like the school textbooks you all got until O levels. That's an economic good. But as a consumer, you don't pay anything. The free uniform that you all get. Uniform, Lamai, you all get, is it enough to sew one school uniform or is it enough to score two sets? Maybe girls, the frock, the material that you get, you can only make one entire thing, or can you squeeze in and put two? If you're very, very thin, maybe, put some extra part and not even enough for one. Okay, for some people, one trouser, one shirt. Okay, so I think mostly one then, no? So yeah, some people too, maybe you all might be very, very thin that you can somehow squeeze in and make two. Right, nice. So then those type of school material, those are economic goods, limited, but still you got it for free. So therefore, you can't say economic goods has a price. It might have, it might not have. We don't know. Okay. But non-economic goods, those are the goods that are unlimited in supply. Oh, right? Non-economic goods. Non-economic goods, there is no opportunity cost. There is no resource cost. That means cost to produce it. There is no price also. Example, air, sunlight, water. No price. When I say water, this is not bottled water or tap water. This is like rain water, unlimited water that you have. Now, no price. Then, remember, I taught you all the situations where you can convert a economic good into a non-economic good. Do you all remember that? Economic to non-economic? I never taught you. Huh? You can't, Lavai. You can't convert a economic to non-economic. But can you do the other way? Can you convert a non-economic good to economic? Yes. Remember, sunlight unlimited. But if you make solar power, solar energy, economic. Rainwater unlimited. Purify it and put it to bottle and take unlimited. Oxygen unlimited. You put it to a diver and give it to a person diving in an oxygen tank, unlimited. So non-economic goods, Namai, you can convert it into economic goods. That option is available. Okay. Then we went and talked about lamai economic bads. Remember what is an economic bad? An economic bad is something lamai that gives you what? That gives you disutility. The presence of it. Having this thing itself, lamai, you will pay money to get rid of this. Right? Like garbage. You don't pay money and buy garbage, no way. You will pay money and tell the people, Ane, please take this garbage and go. Those are what you call them economic bats. You pay money to get rid of the good. And then it has a negative price, like disutility. Then after that, we went and talked about resources. I think that is where we stopped last week's class. So what are resources? Resources are like all the inputs, right? All the inputs that we use to produce goods, right? Now, for example, if you take my iPad is the output. What is used to produce my iPad? There will be resources, no? Maybe glass, maybe I don't know what they use in this, right? Maybe computer software, right? Maybe what I don't know what you call a fellow making iPads, but some labor. So you have to use all those resources and then only you can produce something. So what are production resources? Those are the inputs that we use to produce goods and services. Then resources also, I told you, can be classified into two, non-economic and economic. So what were non-economic resources? The resources that are unlimited in nature. And I told you last class, the examples of these two are the same. And I told you I will teach you all in this class. Did anyone figure it out, Lavan? Why are the examples for non-economic goods and the examples for my non-economic resources the same? How is it the same, Laman? With resources only we produce goods. Now here, economic resources, we have land, fuel and stuff. You use those and you can produce pens, books, rice, flour. But why are the resources and this the same here, Lamai, for non-economic? Exactly. The answer, Lamai, is that there is no production process. You don't have to produce this, no. Resources go into a production process only and become a good. Now take sunlight, air, rainwater. Is there a production process? So sunlight, rain, air, water, which rainwater, air, which are resources, will also be the same good, Lamai, because that production process in the middle is not there. Now, if you take, right, Lamai, for example, now take this class. For this class, what is the resources? The resources are my Wi-Fi, my laptop, my labor, right? The tunes. Those are the resources. It goes through the production process. Now, right now, we are doing a production process, Lamai. It goes through the production process, and then it comes as an output. The output is the class. The resources and the output are different. The resources is my laptop, Wi-Fi, my table, my chair, my internet, those. The output is the class. But for non-economic goods and resources, why is the examples the same? The resource is also sunlight, rainwater, air. The good is also sunlight, rainwater, air. The reason is, Lamai, that production process in the middle is not there. Because who produces sunlight? We don't have to produce sunlight. Who produces oxygen? We don't have to produce oxygen. So the resource and the output, therefore, is the exact same. Then, Lamai, we talked about non-economic resources, unlimited in nature, no opportunity cost and all involved. Economic resources, resources that are limited in supply. You don't have unlimited, limited in supply. And these resources, when we use it, Lamai, there is the opportunity cost. Then after that, I taught you all a bit about Lamai natural resources. I told you a natural resource is anything that is gifted by nature. If a resource is gifted by nature, that is called Lamai a natural resource. So these natural resources also, Lamai, you can classify further as renewable and non-renewable. That is one classification. What is renewable, Lamai? Renewable natural resources are the resources that get regenerated again and again. No matter how many times you use it, it will grow back. It will come again. For example, fish. Now, how many people are eating fish now? But do you run out of fish in the sea? No, it gets regenerated. Now, forestry, trees. How many furniture are we making? But are we running out of trees? No, it's getting regenerated. That is what you call my renewable resources. It does not get used up with consumption. Then what are non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are the resources, Lamai, that get used up with consumption. For example, coal, gold, diamond. Once you use it, it's gone, it's old. It gets used up with consumption. And then we have, Lamai, this. Which of this should you carefully use? You have to carefully use, Lamai, your non-renewable ones. Because if you end up overusing, Lamai, you can have so much of problems. Global warming, damage your ozone layer, shortage of water, natural disasters. So all of these natural resources, Lamai, we have to use them carefully. Now, until that is where I have taught you all so far. Shall we now get into, Lamai, some actual A-level past paper questions? Fuel, I would say, is non-renewable because once you use it, you can't use again. Now, petrol I put to my car drives, petrol is burned, finished. It doesn't come again, right? So I would say non-renewable. Shall we do some past papers? Actual A-level questions to see where you actually stand. So I'm going to take your unit number 1 file out. Inside your file, Lamai, inside this file that you have, and I hope most of you all have the file, you have, Lamai, a past paper tute. I have typed all the past papers and given it to you. I want you to take that tute out. And there is this tute. I will share it on the screen also if by any chance if anyone doesn't have. Take that past paper tute out. So all the unit 1 past papers from 2011 all the way until 2025 are there in that tute. So we'll go into that. Okay, we'll try to do around 10 MCQs. We'll see how many of y'all you can get right. Okay, how many of it can you all get it correct? So let me first come to this unit number 1. Okay, actual A-level past paper question. Now you all can't do all of it because we haven't done the entire unit now, but some of it you can do. Okay, so we'll start, and I want you all to, Lamai, keep count of. You can write answers in this thing itself. In this past paper tute itself, Lamai, underline and write, no problem. For in the revision class, I will give you another set of past papers in a different format. Right, that's a same questions now, but in a further broken down different format I will give. You can write in this, scribble, do all what you want. Okay. So we'll start with, Lamai, 2011 A-levels question number 2. Now I want you all to first give me answers on the chat box also. Okay, so the question. The branch of economics that studies the decisions of individual households and firms is called macroeconomics, microeconomics, positive economics, normative economics, home economics. I'll keep the chat box only for myself so that you all can't copy from other people's answers. Okay. So far, I have got around 50 answers. Usually, for a MCQ, you can take usually around 2 minutes. But for this question, 2 minutes so I think. Moment you read it, you should be able to tell me. We have learned this. Remember, these are not questions I made. These are actual questions you get in your A-level paper. Like this, only 50 MCQs, Lama, you get in paper 1. So if you have understood what I have taught, Lama, you can do this. So what one is your answer? The branch of economics that studies individual behavior, that is what you call, Lama, microeconomics. No, I think almost all of you all got it correct, except for a very few people. So microeconomics is the branch that studies the behavior of individuals, firms, and households. What is macroeconomics? Where you study the overall economy level, number 1. Then someone else told me number 4. Normative is different. Normative is a type of statement. Remember, where you have personal opinions. That is normative. So, question number 2, answer number. Oops. Try to highlight the answer. Okay, question number 2, answer number 2. Good. We can do question number 3. Which of the following is a normative statement? Normative. Remember, normative is my personal opinion. Now, this is a tricky one. Right? Be very careful. Which one do you think is normative? So far from the answers I have, 60% of y'all are correct. Some of y'all are wrong. So first one says, my economists classify resources as land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Environment is an example of a scarce resource. If income increases, sale of luxury goods will fall. Economies have limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. An unequal distribution of resources is unfair. Which one? Okay. Still, there are people getting it wrong. But now I think around 75% of you are correct. Okay. So the answer am I for this question? I think most of you all got confused with two answers. The correct answer am I is answer number 5. Right. Number 5 says unequal distribution of resources is unfair. So that's a normative statement. Now, what is unequal distribution? Unequal is mean there are some people who are very rich. There are some people who are very poor. So this one is saying that is unfair. I will say, no, it is fair. I will say, okay, people who have studied hard only, they are only rich. People who have been playing the fool, they are poor. That is fair. So I can say that is fair. You will say, no, sir, that is unfair. We can't prove whether it is right or wrong. Then the other answer that most of you all went with, Lamai, was answer number 3. Right. Now, answer number 3 says, Lamai, if income increases, sale of luxury goods will fall. Now, don't you think, Lamai, that is something that you can prove? Now, for example, you can see, let's say luxury goods, something like branded watches. Okay. So if income increases, what will happen to the sale of luxury goods? Will it fall or will it this one? So you can go to do like a survey or something and you can find it out, right? It can be verified. There is a right or wrong answer there, Lamai. Now, the right answer is if income increases, Lamai, luxury goods sales will actually increase. People will buy more and more luxury goods. So you can actually prove that. That is not normative then. There is no personal opinion there. So remember, Lamai, positive statements don't have to be correct. It can be wrong also. For example, third one is a wrong statement. If income increases, Lamai, luxury good sales will increase. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't make it normative. So you can prove no, as long as you can prove whether it is right or wrong. It is a positive statement. So you can go to, let's say, for example, if people's income increase, you can go and see, okay, let's say a shop, a shop that is selling branded clothes. What has happened to their sales? Has it gone up or has it gone down? So you can prove your point, Lamai. If you can prove your point, it's not normative. It is a positive statement. So all these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 are positive. Most of you all went with 3 or 5. Right? Around 60 to 70% went with 5. 40% of y'all went with number 3. So correct answer is number 5. Okay. Then the next one. Again, I want you to be very careful with this. Okay. Which of the following is an example of a natural resource? Natural means, Lamai, gifted by nature, not man-made, gifted by nature. Which one is gifted by nature? Victoria Dam, Hambantota Harbour, paddy field, poultry farm. Poultry farm means now where you have the chicken and all of that farm. And Dunhinda waterfall. Which one is a natural resource, Lavai? You have to think. Everything looks natural. Think, Lavai, which one does not have human involvement? It's not made by man. Be careful. Easy question, but soon you all get tricked, Lavai. 80% of you all are correct. Others, which one? Which one's the correct one? Okay, first of all, we'll go. Natural means, Lamai, gifted by nature. First, Victoria Dam. Is Victoria Dam, Lamai, gifted by nature completely? Do you think, Lamai, a dam is coming from the nature? Dam is made by people, Lamai. A dam is where you have a river, they have put something in the middle of the river and blocked the water and man-made. So, then not dam. Right? So, dam can't be the answer then. Right? So, not dam. Then, right. Color? Not dam. Then, is it the Hambantota Harbour? He's a harbor man. He's a harbor natural, Lamai. harbor is man-made. The cranes and the loading docks and maybe the sea is natural, but harbor is not natural in my harbor is made by man, right? Yes, Mahinda Mahatya is also there. Then what about Lamai? This. Okay, so I'm trying to put a cross mark here. Okay. What about Lamai a paddy field? A paddy field. Is it natural, Lamai? Paddy field looks natural, but do you think, Lamai, paddy field is just naturally growing? Don't you think, Lamai, there is human involved? Don't you think, Lamai, it's a person who has to go and plant the seed and look after it? There is human involved, so it's not a natural, Lamai, it's capital. We'll learn capital later. So not this. Then what about a poultry farm? A poultry farm is where you have chicken and a farm. Do you think my farm is also complete natural? No, right? Man-made, right? The chicken shed, the place to eat, right? It's man-made. Which one is completely natural then? The waterfall. Waterfall is not man-made. The waterfall is complete natural, right? Whether it is Dunhinda waterfall, I know I haven't been to Dunhinda, but whether it's Dunhinda or Bambarakanda or whatever waterfall, my waterfall is natural. People don't go and make waterfalls. So that is your answer. See, so many answers now look very close, but you have to be very careful with getting the right answer. Okay, so done, 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 done. In China, they would have made a waterfall, but this don't need the waterfall. Okay. Can you tell me answer question number 5 then? An economic good is one which has an opportunity cost in production, does not use up resources, is supplied competitively, makes a profit, is available even at zero price. Remember to go with the most correct answer. Which one do you think is the most correct one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 90% of you are correct. Economic good is a good which has an opportunity cost in production, does not use up resources, supplied competitively, makes a profit, available at zero price. Right. So we'll go with the answers. One answer that some of y'all told me is number 5 is available even at zero price. Now, is that true for all the economic goods? Can you say, Lamai, all the economic goods are available even at zero price? I told you, yes, that school uniform material, school textbooks, I told you, yes, available at zero price. But is all the economic goods zero price, Lamai? No, right? Some of it has a price, some of it doesn't have a price. So you can't say, Lamai, everything is available at zero price, Kiela, right? So some has a price, some doesn't have a price. So is available at zero price? No, Lamai, that is not your answer. Then some of y'all told me number 3, supply competitively. Competitively means, Lamai, there is competition when supplying the good. So there is competition. Yeah, non-economic goods, you can say available at zero price. Now, for example, Lamai, now take Sri Lanka Railways. Is there any competition for Sri Lanka Railways directly, Lamai? Do they have a direct competitor? Do they have a private railway person competing with them? Sri Lanka Railways is the economic good, Lamai. Railway service, economic good. But is there competition in that economic good? There are monopoly. We'll learn monopoly unit number 4. They are the only one who is there. So you can't necessarily say, Lamai, there is competition. Then no one told me number 4 makes a profit. Doesn't have. Yes, electricity also same. Makes a profit, doesn't have to. Now, for example, now take my month 1 of my free classes. My free classes is an economic good. But did I make a profit from month 1? No, month 1 is a loss for me, Lamai. I had to print tudes, I had to do the class. I didn't earn anything from it. If you all join, maybe I might earn some. But month 1, complete loss. So you can't say, Lamai, it makes a profit. Now, does the government make a profit by giving you school uniform? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is gone. Then does not use up resources. Can you say, Lamaya, economic good does not use up resources? Can you say economic good to produce an economic good, you don't use any resources? You use resources, right? You have to use the resources. By using your resources, you can produce a good. And then which one is your correct answer then? An economic good. Remember, I told you economic goods are limited. And remember, you all even wrote it on the side, right? Remember last class? I gave you all around 4 main points. Economic good, this has to be there in your answer here. Economic good, there is a opportunity cost. So I know why it got highlighted like that. Okay. Answer number 1. Rice, no resources. Rice has resources. Now, for example, water. For example, the seed, the person to plant it. Resources. So you have resources to produce land. So economic good is the one that has the opportunity cost. Right. So we did 4 MCQs. Right. This still in the 2011 paper. Can you all see, Lamai, out of this 4, how did you all do? Out of 4. We'll go to the other papers also. The next questions, Lamai, I don't think you all can do the next ones in this paper. That is all later. Right. Okay. So we did 4 questions. Right. The answers, if you have not underlined the answers, Tagala, take a screenshot. The answers are the one that are highlighted in green. Okay. Difference between economic good and economic resource. So a resource is the input. For example, now if you take my class, internet, Wi-Fi, table, laptop, chair, those are all resources. The good is the class. Okay. Then going to, okay, we'll try 2012. Okay, 2012, the first one we can do. You'll see anything else we can do. Our first one and fourth one. Our first one, fourth one, fifth one. Okay, so we can do 3 questions there. Can I spell the fifth one again? Fifth one, Lama, is economic goods. So remember, under economic goods, Lama, in your note, check the first paragraph. So economic goods, Lama, has an opportunity cost, meaning to produce an economic good, Lama, you have to sacrifice something else. Now, for example, this class is an economic good. Now, because I am producing this class, I'm sacrificing something else. I could have gone and done something else instead of doing this class, Lama. Now, if let's say someone decided to produce this phone, the resources used to produce this phone could have been used for something else. So there is an opportunity cost. That's what it's the first one. Okay. Right. So 2012 then. 2012 question number 1. Due to scarcity of resources, which one is correct? Every society must undertake central planning. The government must decide how to allocate resources. Some members of the society live in poverty. Every society must choose among competing users. Competing means namai alternative. Have to choose between competing users of available resources. Resource availability exceeds the possible use for available resources. So far, majority of your answers are wrong. Properly think and give me an answer. I'll give you all a few 30 seconds maybe to think and give me an answer. Don't have to rush, Lamai. Cut off the wrong ones first. Cut off the obvious ones that can't be an answer. Cut off the ones that never taught us about something like this. So therefore, it has to be raw. And then narrow it down and come to your answer. Which one do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this I think is the question that most of you have got wrong. There are more wrong answers than correct answers for this. I'm getting the correct answer also, but I'm getting a lot of wrong answers. I think I got all 5 answers in this. Okay, we'll go one by one. Right. So we'll see. First one says, every society must undertake central planning. When I taught you all scarcity, did I ever tell you all, Lamai, because of scarcity, a society has to undertake something called central planning? Have I ever mentioned in the tute, or did I even verbally tell you all something like that? I didn't tell you all anything like that. Central planning, what is central planning? I will learn later. But I will never told you anything like that, right? So that is then definitely not your answer. Right. So not number 1. Did I tell you, Lamai, because of scarcity, the government has to decide how to allocate resources? They tell the government has to come and decide how to allocate. No, that is, we'll talk. There are economic systems where government has to, but I never told you that, right? Government has to decide. No. Did I tell you, Lama, because of scarcity, people have to live in poverty? Poverty means, Lama, you don't have the money or resource to satisfy your basic needs. Did I tell you all that? Hmm? Did I tell you all because of scarcity? Now, I told you Elon Musk is also facing scarcity. Did I say Elon Musk will live in poverty? Huh? No. Then you have, Lama, answer number 4 and 5. Which one is the answer? 4 says, every society must choose among competing users of available resources. Competing users can මොකක්ද ළමයි? Competing users means alternative users. So you have to choose between your alternative users. That is correct, ළමයි. Because your resources are scarce, you have to make a choice among your competing users. Among your alternative users, you have to make a choice. You have scarce resources. Those scarce resources have alternative users. So you have to make a choice. That is your correct one, ළමයි. Now, why is the fifth one wrong? A lot of people told me fifth one. The fifth one says, Lamai, resource availability. That means the amount of resources we have exceeds the users of those resources. Is that correct, Lamai? Now, if you all remember my example for that plot of land, did we have unlimited land and very little users? No. We had, Lamai, one plot of land and we had so much of users. So fifth one is wrong. Fifth one is saying, we have more resources than the users. Fifth one is saying resource availability exceeds the possible users. Resource availability doesn't exceed the use, no. The users only exceed the resource availability. You have more resources, but more users, but one resource with your plot of land. One land, you can build a factory, build a farm, do this, do that, do that. So fifth one is wrong because fifth one is talking about the opposite. That's why fifth one is wrong. Why is the fourth one correct once again, Lamai? Fourth one is what I explained, right? I told you because of scarcity and because these scarce resources have alternative users, what should you do? You have to make a choice, right? So take 2 minutes just to think about that question. Interesting one. Give me a second. Okay, so that's number 4. Okay, hope that is fine. Right, can you all then move into this one? Easy one. 2012 question number 4. If you're done with 4, you can also do 5. Which of the following would be a microeconomic topic? Microeconomy is where you focus on a small part of the economy. Maybe one firm, one individual, one product. Which one? A general rise in interest rate, a drop in inflation, an increase in the GDP of United States, a drop in Sri Lanka's unemployment rate, an increase in the price of milk powder. Which one do you think, Lama, is the microecon topic? Focuses on a small part of the economy. Think there is one Lamai that's talking about one small thing about economy, not the entire economy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one? Which one focuses on a small part of the economy? Answer number 5, right? Look at 5, Lamai. 5 is saying increase in the price of milk powder. Is the milk powder the overall economy, Lamai? Milk powder is just one product, right? Price of one good. So price of one good has increased. That can't be macro, that is micro. But look at all the other topics. Interest rates. Now, interest rates, now can you say interest rates of one product? No, interest rates is for the entire country, Lamai. Okay. Can we talk about Lamai, inflation for one product? No, inflation is also for the entire country. So GDP, entire country. Unemployment rate, entire country. Milk powder is the one that is just for one. Anna, answer number 5. What can you tell about Lamai this one? Elastic, inelastic. If I have not taught you all, then that might not be the answer. I will teach you all later. Okay. Question number 5. A free good. Remember, free good means Lamai non-economic good. sunlight, rainwater, that one. Okay. Has which of the following characteristics? Remember, free good is another name for non-economic good. A free good is not the good that you are getting for free. That is not the definition. Definition for free good is non-economic. Free good, non-economic good mean the same thing. So what is that? A free good or non-economic good has which of the following characteristics? One, it has no opportunity cost in supply. Two, it is generally supplied by the government because consumption is considered to be social desirable. It has no externalities in consumption, no production. It is perfectly inelastic supply. Production is subject to law of diminishing returns. I think the first thing you all should do is, if I didn't teach you that, cut off those answers. If I didn't even mention about those lama in class, that means that is not the answer. Sir never taught us. That can't be the answer. First thing, cut off those. Then narrow your answers down and come to your answer. Which one is correct? A free good has which of the following characteristics? A free good is a good. No, right. What are the examples of free goods? Examples of free goods. Free good lama is another name for non-economic goods. Example, sunlight, air, rainwater. Now, if why I gave you all the examples is lama to tell you, based on these examples, lama, can you directly tell me that number 2 is wrong here? Because some of you all told me, Lama, it's number 2. Some of you all told me, sir, it's supplied by the government. Is the government, Lama, coming and giving you sunlight? Anura is the one who is holding something and giving you sunlight every day. Is Anura the one doing something and giving you rain? No. Government is not the one doing this, Lama. It is supplied by nature, gifted by nature. So don't go and say, Lama, given by the government. Wrong. Okay. And then when I taught you all, Lama, non-economic goods, did I say, Lamai, something about law of diminishing returns? Did I mention something like that? Looks a scary word also. What is law of diminishing? We'll learn you with number 4. But did I ever talk about something? No. Did I say, Lamai, non-economic goods have inelastic supply or something? Did I say anything like that? So if I have not said it, Lamai, that can't be the answer. So not, sorry. And okay, so not number 5, not number 4. Then number 3, Lama. Number 3 says it has no externalities. Did I teach you all externalities? Did I talk about externalities or anything? Again, no. There was a part under opportunity cost that had some externality. I told you unit number 8 I'll teach. But under non-economic goods, did I ever come and talk about externalities or something? No, right? Now, if I have not taught you, that is not the answer, Lama, because I won't teach you nonsense. So that has to be the first thing to cut off answers. Then when you cut off, you're left with answer number 1. So, Lamai, a non-economic good or a free good has no opportunity cost, right? Because it is unlimited in supply. Sunlight, Lamai, do we have opportunity cost? When we use sunlight, Lamai, should we sacrifice something else? No. We can use the sunlight, we can do this, we can do that, we can do all what we want. So there is no opportunity cost in supply. Answer is number 1. Yes, so when a free good becomes an economic good, Lamai, then there is opportunity cost. But a free good does not have opportunity. They are not saying, no, here free good has become economic here. If they say that, then you can say opportunity cost is there. But still, it's a free good. So there is no opportunity cost. Is that okay? The 3 questions for this paper. How did you all do out of these 3 questions? 2012, we did question 1, 4, and 5. So we did 7 questions. We'll do total 10 and we'll finish the class now. How did you all do out of 7 so far? 4 questions from the last paper, 3 questions here. If you've got all 7 now, Maru, perfect. But I think a good mark is out of 7, at least 4. I mean, this is the first time you're doing a A-level pass paper. Imagine, this is the actual paper you will do. You will do this paper after learning so many times. I only taught you all this unit once so far. Only once. No, I taught you. We will do a revision class. There is a past paper class. There is mock exam series. There is a fast track program. You will, Lamai, go ultra prepared for A-level paper. So even by learning it the first time, you can get it right, Kanama, you have to be very proud of yourself that you're doing good, right? That you're doing brilliantly well. So I feel a decent mark is at least 4 out of 7. If you've at least got 4, that means you're somewhere there, Lamai. If you've got all 7, anything, perfect. Right, so we'll do 3 more questions to make it 10, right? So this week, Lamai, since I actually want to teach you all new stuff, but since my iPad is gone, I can teach, but I can't write on the screen. So this week I will not do a quiz because the quiz will have today's stuff. No, we'll do the questions and we'll wrap off a little early. Okay, right. 2013 question 1. Which of the following are you? Same thing they have repeated. This one I will not count as a question though. Which one? Uh, which of the following is a normative statement? Same answer was there before also. Economists classify natural resources as renewable and non-renewable. Environment is an example of scarce resources. Economies have limited means to satisfy unlimited wants. Rate of inflation is single digit. Unequal distribution of income is unfair. That is the answer, right? The last one. Remember, that was the answer in the previous question. This is where the examiner gets a little bored and he copies and pastes the same thing. Okay, that is a sad question. Okay, so we'll leave that. Don't count that into your eighth one. No? Repeated. We'll go to another one. Okay. Yeah, answers are a bit different, but the correct answer is the same. Okay, we'll go into this. Okay, tell me this, Lamai. 2014, we can do 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3, we can do all 3. Okay. So, first one. Economics is the study of what? Choose the most correct one. Is the study of resources and full employment, resources and production, resources and choice, resources and efficiency, resources and substitutability. Okay. Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I told them economics, you have unlimited resources, sorry, unlimited wants, limited resources. Therefore, it is about what? Economics is about making the right something and getting something done. Which one? Study of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll cut off a few answers. Few answers I will cut off is Lamai. I never told you economics is about substitutability. What is substitutability? I don't even know what is substitutability. Right? Not 5. Economics is about full employment. I never taught you all something called full employment. Not 1 also. Now I have narrowed my answer to 3 options. Did I tell you, Lamai, economics is about efficiency? If nothing like that, no. Cut off that also. You have 2. Economics is about scarcity of resources and production, scarcity of resources and choice. Can you tell me, Lamai, if you all remember that flow chart, you all made the short note also. Because of scarcity, Lamai, what should you do? Because your scarce resources have alternative uses, what should you do? Your scarce resources have alternative uses. You have to make a choice. So economics is about that, Lamai. Economics is about how you make that proper choice. So answer is not economic, it's about scarcity and production. It's about scarcity and choice. Answer number 3. Okay. 2013 second question. No, that we can't do. That I have to teach you. It looks like something you can do, but can't do yet. Second one. Opportunity cost in economics is defined as very easy. Opportunity cost is defined as what? The other opportunities sacrificed to obtain something, the financial cost of obtaining something, the cost of time of obtaining something, the total fixed and variable cost of obtaining something, the value of the best alternative sacrificed for obtaining something. Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an easy one. Very directly there. What can you say? They haven't tricked you, don't worry. Which one is your answer? Opportunity cost is defined as the Value of your best alternative, right? Your next best alternative, your second best alternative. If not for this, what is your best alternative? If not for this class, I would have gone and repaired my laptop, my iPad. That is my opportunity cost. Not number one, Lamai, is opportunity now. For example, number one is saying the other opportunity is sacrifice. Is my opportunity cost all what I am sacrificing, Lamai? Now, because I'm doing this class, I can't go and make my iPad. I can't sleep. I can't watch TV. I can't make tunes. Is all of that my opportunity cost, Lamai? Is it everything that I'm sacrificing? No, no, that is what number one is saying. Number one is saying the opportunities that you're sacrificing. That means they're referring to all the opportunities. It's not all the opportunities, Nama. It's the next best one, your best alternative that you sacrifice. So answer number 5. Right. Then we've done 9 questions. The previous one I told you all to ignore since it was repeated. This one. This one, Lama, be very careful. I highlighted this in class also. Out of the following, choose the correct answer that shows the correct features of an economic good. Existence of a production cost. Production cost means a resource cost. Existence of an opportunity cost. Consumer has to bear a cost. Existence of decreasing marginal cost. So you have to choose now. It's A, B, C, D. Which combination is correct? A and B, A and C, A, B, C, C and D, B, C, D. So far, most of you are correct. Which one is the answer? Which one? Okay, shall I cut off a obvious one? Did I say my economic good has decreasing marginal cost? Did I ever mention something like that? Decreasing marginal cost? Nothing. No. So D can't be an option. So then I can cut off my answer number 4, which has D, and I can cut off answer number 5, which has D. Because I never said something called decreasing marginal cost when I taught you all economic goods. Then, can you all tell me this, Lamai? Existence of a production cost. Economic goods, Lamai, is there a production cost? Cost to produce? Yes, no. Now, for example, to do this class, even though you're getting it for free, I have a cost, no, Lamai? Even though government textbooks you get for free, there is a cost to produce. Even the stuff that you pay money and buy, Lamai, there is a cost of production, correct? Is there a opportunity cost for economic goods? Yes, Lamai. Remember, there was an MCQ also asking that. There is. Then Lamai C. Now that's the tricky one. Consumer has to bear a cost. Is that a feature, Lamai? Today also in class I told you, economic good, consumer may bear a cost or may not bear a cost, Lamai. Can you say consumer will definitely bear a cost? No. So remember, consumer has to pay a price, Lamai, is not a characteristic. Now take this class. You're not bearing a cost. You're coming for free. Take the government school uniform. You're not this one. You're coming for free. So consumer has to bear a cost, Lamai, is not a characteristic. So C and D are wrong. A and B are the one. No. So consumer has to bear a cost, Lamai, is not a definite characteristic, Lamai. So consumer may bear a cost, may not bear a cost. You can't definitely say consumer has to bear a cost is a characteristic or a feature. It can come, might pay, might not. So your correct answer then is Lamai, not A, B, C. It is A and B. That's the question. Right. That's 10 questions done. Now, how did you all do out of 10? If you got 10 out of 10, I'm so proud. But I feel decent enough mark, at least 6 out of 10. Now, the point that I'm also trying to make to you is, Lamai, do you realize that if y'all in the last few classes, if y'all attentively listened, that y'all were able to get most of these right. At least 6 you were able to get right. If you properly listened in class, went through the note that I asked you to go through, and you came, you were able to do it right. Now, that's the whole point of A-levels, Lamai. In A-levels, If you lose track, you lose track, lamai. But if you properly stay on track, remember the advice I told you in the first class. All of y'all are, if this is a race, all of y'all are at the starting point. Island first is also at the starting point now. It may be now 4 classes gone means little there, but it's a huge long journey to go. But in this whole journey, if you properly pay attention in class, right? I haven't given you my big homework to do. No, I gave you all we did a few quizzes. I gave you all a small short note to make. That's it, right? You all did not do these 10. Now, these are actual A-level questions. I did not make this question to make it easy so that you all feel good. And this is the actual A-level paper. I have given the A-level paper number and this also. So these are actual A-level questions. So even by learning the very first time, right, just coming for 3 classes before this, attentively listening, if you can do the actual A-level question, that means you're at a good level. You can definitely get that A. And I don't train you just for 75. I train you to go beyond 75. 90, 95 will go there. Right? I told you I covered the syllabus 5 times before A-levels. Even the first time, if you're understanding and if you're doing this great, imagine how great you will be at the end of 2.5 years. And that is why most of my students, right, who have been there from me for the first day until the end, 95% of them have got A's. My overall results are now from my total thing, at least half of them have got A's, but some people, they joined the last few months. The last few months, I think I can't do a miracle. No? But majority of the people who were there from the very beginning have almost all got A's. So you all are there in the beginning. Just get the work done. You will get there. You don't target for A. We'll target for 90, 95. We'll target for that good district island ranks. Yes. For me, am I getting 75 out of 100? That is your bare target, minimum target. Getting an A can't be your highest target. That's your minimum. Minimum 75. We will do much more than that. So that is all that I will do for today, Lamai. I'm ending it a little bit early today. So sorry, I wanted to do a new part today, but unfortunately, my iPad is broken. Now I have to see what to do to my iPad. I might have to run to a repair shop now, but I have another class at 7. We'll see. So, or maybe I might have to cancel that class. Right. So good job so far today. I will send you all Lamai the payment details and say, sorry, I forgot. The winners of the quiz, please drop me a text, Lamai. So the winners of the quiz, Lamai, you all have your cash prize, like I promised last week. 5,000 for the first place winner, 3,000 for the second place winner, 2,000 for the third place winner. I'm not sure how you want it. I can do a bank transfer. Right? So you can drop me a text saying, hi, sir, I am this one. I won this place. Maybe send me your bank details or something. I will transfer it. Maybe send your parents' details. Once I transfer to your parents this one, you ask the money from them and you use it for whatever you want. Okay, so you can do that. Right. So good job. So far, you're doing brilliantly well. Keep the same momentum going, Lamai. If you can do that, A-levels will be a walk in the park. So happy, so proud of all of you. Next week will be a paid program. I will send you all the details. Even if you don't register Lamai, that's fine. Good luck for all the rest of the 2.5 years. I am not the only econ teacher. There might be other teachers. You might sometimes maybe go to a physical class. Physical classes are fun, yes. Maybe not as fun as, maybe more fun than my class. But I think in the very first class, I told you the advantages of getting it done online. I told you why an online class is much better than that physical class, but that's your choice to make. I can't force you. I can't purposefully keep any of you. So you make that proper decision. Whether you come to my class or not, stay on that group, Lamai. You have my number. If you have doubts at any point in time, always text, clarify those doubts. Somehow, for you, for your parents, study hard, get this 2.5 year A-level journey done. That's all that I am asking y'all. Right. So I will hopefully see most of y'all next week in the paid class. See you and bye.